Hi guys, I've said before that select committees do some of the greatest work because they invite on experts, business leaders, community organisers, or heads of charities or organisations to present evidence that can be used to challenge government and hopefully shape how the state operates. Here the Work and Pensions Select Committee took evidence on the area of child poverty from the National Audit Office. Josh here presented a very worrying trend when it comes to child maintenance. Have a listen.
And a warm welcome, everybody, to this meeting of the Work and Pensions Select Committee in our inquiry on child poverty and the role of the Child Maintenance Service, and a very warm welcome to our witness this morning, Joshua Redaway. Joshua, do you want to just tell us who you are?
Hi, I'm Joshua Redaway. Thank you for inviting me this morning. I'm the Director at the National Audit Office with responsibility for our value for money audits of the Department for Work and Pensions, and I'm the author of our report on the Child Maintenance Service that came out in March of this year.
Thank you. Well, that report is of great interest to us for this inquiry. So can you run us through the main findings that you reached in doing that work?
So what we found was, if you step back and look at the Child Maintenance Service and look at it as an organisation that really comes out of the 2012 reforms, and 2012 reforms were about changing the Child Support Agency to something that is much more focused on those that really need it and encouraging others. We found that those reforms had reduced the cost of the Child Maintenance Service, the child maintenance for the taxpayer, and have actually delivered some important improvements within the service itself. But fundamentally, the number of families in the United Kingdom with successful child maintenance arrangements has not increased. So in other words, this is cheaper for the taxpayer, but no greater improvement, no greater outcome for citizens.
And why is it cheaper for the taxpayer?
Essentially, the costs have reduced with the caseload because more families are coming to private arrangements, family-based arrangements. That means the Child Maintenance Service is focusing on those that really need the help, or those that go to it and ask for it. So there's many fewer people using the Child Maintenance Service than used the Child Support Agency, and costs have broadly fallen in line with that.
So what he's saying here is that families have basically abandoned this scheme because, well, obviously because it's not supporting them enough. There's savings for the taxpayer, but the role of government is to look after the most vulnerable in society. And people are realizing that this is not working, so they're having to find alternatives, and the alternative is family support. So families themselves, maybe grandparents or uncles, aunts, whatever, are helping out here. And this isn't the way it should be working. This is a failure of government. As the population increases, you would imagine more and more people would rely on this. But it's not happening. It's actually going down, as he's pointed out here, because people have given up trying to be part of this system and realizing that either it's too complicated or that the support that's provided is insufficient. So they're relying on their own families instead. But once again, while this may, this is gold for the Conservatives, they would say, oh, so this is wonderful. See, the money we have to invest in this is less. It's a saving for us. They say a saving for the taxpayer, but in reality, it means more and more children are falling through the net. They're not getting the support they need from the state, so families are having to rely on other family members. This is a bit like the argument of, well, charity will pick up the slack. In the sense here, it's the family that is picking up the slack, not a charity. But this is the role of government. This is what governments are paid to do. Politicians are paid massive salaries to do this job, and they're not doing it. This is going to create bigger problems down the road. Let me know in the comment section, guys, what you think about all of this. As always, your comments are greatly appreciated. Thanks a lot.